But you can you imagine it? Can you imagine? Shane Tinubu and Tinubu, Bola had Ahmed Tinubu for London. Go and share £500 to lazy Nigerian youth in London. It don't go better for Tinubu or Shane Tinubu. You go so far, you go suffer one way. People in Nigeria, they need money, you dying for money, you don't get food, nothing. Supposed to use that share for the people in Nigeria. It's for the people come to Nigeria, to UK. You don't see what happen for Nigeria when they bomb that place. And they go fight and they go do banquet with King in London banquet. And you're giving other party let's use in the London where our English people want to deport you, go back to Nigeria. You don't sign for. Don't you use your sense, but that's why you call you Agbamo. Shake to the people Agbamo too, like your papa. People in London, in London, give lazy youths £900 each. 10 people, each £500. People like you they need money, you need money, you're supposed to give that money to them in Nigeria. You are dying for you need money to eat, rent, everything. Because Nigeria is not easy. People in UK who are not okay. They are okay now, but you give them your £500 to the lazy youths in London. Can you imagine? These people like to the boy, share to the boy. You don't get said. You don't think about your people in Nigeria. That's why you jump back, go London. Make you leave Nigeria. Used to make you leave Nigeria. You know they have your country at all. Don't go share 500 people. 500 pounds here. Here, take. You dement. You go sick. Wait. To the boy, but I mean to the boy, you go sick. Wait. You go sick. You better move. Ma, she had them. Oh yeah, Agbamu. You should be a woman. Agbamu in Nigeria. Agbamu is that. Me, I know the what they do for a lot of £500 they go share for lazy youths in the UK. You declare benefit, university credit. They know they work. You demand.
Hello, everyone. I'm sure you just listened to, you just watched that video and you heard what the young man had to say. Although I've said that I'm not going to, anything that has to do with Tinubu or whatever, it's not something I'm going to focus on. Just focusing on how do we get the best candidate to be the flag bearer of ADC. That's just the main thing. But of course, conversation have to be had. And when they started this whole conversation that people had been paid money to come out and go and to come out and stand and wait for Tinubu, a lot of people were like, no, yeah, people knew that it's going to be, but some people, I remember that. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. I remember there was a doctor on social media who had looked like, oh, these people jobless, they have been paid, and someone came out and said, oh, it is you being sitting on your sanctimonious throne and feeling that there people are being paid and all of that. I was like, oh, okay, well, there's a point in it, because you can't just look at people and assume that automatically that they have been paid, until, of course, when people started coming out with the evidence, and as high as 500, 500 pounds. That's what was said to have been paid. People are suffering. People are going through a lot. The person who put out the message that, the amount they paid, and they even showed the dollar, the pounds, script, as a crispy notes were the things that were paid. You could see them shining. And I like, 500 parts is actually somebody's. It is somebody's whole 1 month rent in certain places, but definitely not in London. But in certain places, it is somebody's one whole rent. Maybe those people that are living in villages, or you just add a little bit of money and you will get your, to be able to pay your rent. It is high, it is big, and people will come out. It takes a lot, and this is one thing that people don't understand, that integrity is very expensive, extremely expensive. You tend to lose so many things because of integrity, because you're standing on the path of saying that, hey, you're going to do the right thing. You're not just going to allow people just yeah, how do I put it now? You are not just going to allow people just come over. You're not just let me put it this way. You're not going to allow people just come and do whatever it is that they want to do, or do the wrong things where you are. You're standing on the path of that. This thing has to be done right. You understand? And so it now costs you a lot of things, because you're standing on that. Sometimes you lose opportunity, you can lose friends, you lose money. If you're in business, people will not want to do things with you. But you gain your self-worth, you gain your own peace of mind, your opportunity to have a voice. And so not a lot of people are able to say that. There are people who, I can tell you for sure, they offer them that money, but they said, I would rather die hungry than come out and go and stand and be waving for Tinubu. And if you watch the videos, I watch quite a number of the videos. And for me, one of the things about me in life is that I pick up the little things. Sometimes, most times, and that helps even in, like, when we are having meetings or we are having this thing, those parts that people don't see, don't talk about, are the part that I'm seeing it. I'm like, this one, the thing that people, the obvious thing, the thing that people miss. You understand? I sort of like look at them. I could see there were some few ladies I saw. One, even when they were doing that their mandate song, you know, the enthusiasm when you are happy about doing something, your body, it wasn't there. There was even one lady, you could see the way, a bit of shyness when the camera come close to them. But it was not something I was interested in talking about, so I didn't even bother, analyzing the video and doing all of. There was one that was not even raising, because I think they were chanting and raising their hands. She wasn't even raising the way you could see it. But there are people that, like I said earlier, there are people that you ask them to come and do that thing, they wouldn't. There are people that will use the opportunity, because this lady that they were talking to, she said, so the person now asked her and said, why did you go? Why did you ask? She said, it wasn't she, that it was her friend who that they invited. She now ended up following, and she said they were there. You know what they were doing? That they were chanting Peter Obi in their own this thing there. What's their own? That they went to go and collect money. They were chanting Peter Obi. They didn't care, and they didn't have to. They didn't bother and stuff like that. And you see this. And then now it also has brought up conversation whereby you're paying £500 for people over there. Here you are giving them some few rice, and then you have the city boys that are being given iPhone. I mean, someone, they were showing me this something in big box. I said, okay, I was waiting for the tin in the box. They opened the big box and it was just iPhone 17. I'm like, okay, what next? With that kind of a box, I was expecting to see, really good goodies. Is it those expensive wristwatches? Is it, and I'm just saying, iPhone 17, how much is iPhone 17? Worst case scenario, is it up to $2,000? Or maybe I say how many dollars? That's what you are doing, get people. But anyway, it is what it is. But one of the things for sure that you will need to know is the fact that there is no, these people are afraid. When I say Tinubu is very much afraid, he knows he doesn't have anything. That's why you see him pursuing that whole governors to join him. He knows he has lost the people. He doesn't have the people with him. And so these are things, these are things that are really, how do I put it now? These are things that people should really focus on. Forget about getting, what is it they are doing? They are getting somewhere. There was a question I was asked on, on Space. And what they said was that, so what do I feel about, Tinubu is collecting people are joining him, and all. I know what I said to them. It's because you people are focused on the people that you think are joining. You are not focused on the people that are leaving him, that is not joining with him, that are not doing. He has lost a lot of friends, a lot of supporters, that even the one that people like El-Rufai and co that were in the called this with him. And there are so many who are there, but most time people don't focus on that. But anyway, if you have the support, you will not be buying people to come and be with you. People will willingly give up of their time and come and be there with you. Thank you so much.